I was 30, a man who built his world on logic and careful planning. My profession as a data engineer thrived on precision, analyzing patterns, anticipating failures, and crafting solutions before problems even surfaced. That same mindset guided every part of my life. Finances tracked to the decimal, career goals mapped years in advance, daily routines fine-tuned for maximum efficiency. I wasn't reckless. I didn't leave much to chance. But then came Natalie. 27, impulsive, magnetic, and in time, dangerously destabilizing. For 2 years, we appeared picture-perfect to anyone looking in. Natalie lit up every room she entered. She had this infectious energy that made you want to orbit around her. In the beginning, I was captivated. Who wouldn't be? But as time passed, troubling patterns emerged. She'd casually throw digs about my female co-workers, disguised as harmless jokes. She questioned my bond with my cousin Emily, who had practically grown up as my sister. I brushed it all off, assuming it was temporary insecurity. It wasn't. It was a warning sign I chose to ignore. Everything unraveled one evening. We were sitting on my couch, half watching a game show, when my phone buzzed. It was Emily, sending me a funny clip of a cat playing a tiny keyboard. I chuckled and turned the screen toward Natalie, expecting her to laugh along. Instead, her smile vanished. Her voice dropped, cold and sharp. "I don't like this." Puzzled, I asked, "It's just a video. What's wrong?" Her eyes narrowed. "Not the video. Emily, and Sarah at your office, and that barista you chat with. I don't like any of them." The air around us seemed to tighten. I tried to keep my tone calm. "Natalie, Emily's my cousin. The others are colleagues or acquaintances. That's all." But she wasn't interested in reason. She leaned in, her voice cutting through the room like a blade. "If you truly love me, prove it. Right now. Delete every woman from your contacts except your mother. Show me where your loyalty is." The demand wasn't born from love. It was control, plain and simple. My brain quickly ran through my options: argue and face a screaming match, refuse and endure emotional warfare, or comply. But in my way. I met her gaze, reached for my phone, and calmly nodded. "All right." Her face lit up, convinced she'd won. "You'll do it?" she asked eagerly. I unlocked my phone, scrolled to the top of my contacts, selected Natalie's name, and deleted it. Then I went into my call settings and blocked her number entirely. Placing the phone down, I looked at her and said, "Done." She beamed, kissed me, and walked off the bathroom, entirely unaware of what had just happened. While she was gone, I powered up my laptop and immediately began locking down my digital life. New passwords across every platform: email, finances, cloud storage, fortifying every wall she might try to climb. That night, she curled up beside me, peaceful and content. I lay awake, already moving on. By morning, I had packed a small bag, left her spare key on the kitchen counter, and quietly left. My landlord changed the locks before lunchtime. From that moment forward, Natalie's only access to my life was through the avalanche of texts and voicemails that began flooding my phone. None came directly. I'd blocked her, but she found ways: unknown numbers, mutual friends, even burner social accounts. During lunch, my voicemail was already full. Her frantic voice filled the recordings. "Why are my messages not going through? Call me back. This isn't funny, Ethan." She couldn't grasp what had happened. She demanded control, and I removed her instead. Days passed, and the silence brought me relief. Then she pivoted. One afternoon, my phone rang. It was my mother, a rare midday call. My stomach clenched. "Ethan, I just spoke with Natalie," she began, her tone heavy. "She's devastated. She says you threw her out, and now you're stealing her share of your Japan trip." Ah, the Japan trip. My carefully curated birthday gift to myself. 2 weeks in Japan, luxury flights, boutique hotels, every detail perfectly planned. Paid entirely from my own savings, totaling just over $10,000. Now Natalie claimed entitlement to half of it. Her formal email arrived shortly after. She wrote with legal-like language, "Since you refuse to speak, I'm officially requesting a settlement. My mother agrees that I deserve compensation for my emotional investment and planning contributions. You have two choices. Transfer $5,000 to me or allow me to accompany you as friends. If you refuse, I'll pursue legal action for emotional distress. Her audacity was stunning. But, as always, I had prepared for contingencies. I had purchased comprehensive travel insurance, cancel for any reason coverage. A few $100s had secured me a safety net that now became my solution. That evening, I canceled her portion of the trip through my agent. The insurance reimbursed me 80% of her share, nearly $4,000. I lost about $1,200 overall, but it was well worth the price of freedom. I responded to her email simply, "I'll handle the trip arrangements personally. This matter is closed." But I didn't stop there. Inspiration struck. Rather than let the unused funds sit, I decided to turn the situation into something positive. I created a website, the Horizon Initiative. The idea was simple: offer the unused portion of the trip to a deserving couple who had faced hardships. I shared the initiative online, explaining only that an unexpected change allowed me to create this opportunity. The response was overwhelming. Stories poured in: heartbreak, loss, resilience. No mention of Natalie, no personal details revealed. But naturally, she discovered it anyway. Her retaliation was swift. Angry texts from unknown numbers, accusations of public humiliation. Tearful posts on social media painting herself as a victim of a private matter turned into a spectacle. Some mutual friends took her side and sent me heated messages. I ignored them all. Then came a cease and desist letter from a small law firm accusing me of defamation, demanding I shut down the initiative and pay her $5,000. It was empty noise. Nothing I had posted mentioned her name or any specifics. She was drawing attention to herself. In the end, I selected a couple named Lauren and David, a teacher and a firefighter who had used up their savings battling medical debt. Their gratitude was immense. I funded their dream trip with the refunded money and a little of my own. I still traveled to Japan myself, meeting Lauren and David for dinner during my stay. The final confrontation came weeks later. I had packed Natalie's remaining belongings, designer bags, expensive hair products, forgotten clothes, into boxes. I texted her briefly, "Your things are ready for pickup tomorrow at 4 p.m. She arrived 2 minutes late, looking drained. The boxes sat by the door. She barely glanced at them before launching into her usual tirade. "You stole money that was mine and gave it away to strangers. You humiliated me." I stayed calm. "It was never yours. It was a gift I planned for you until you demanded control over me. You forfeited it." Her anger boiled into tears. "I made mistakes. I miss you. Can we at least talk?" "There's nothing left to discuss," I said simply. "Take your things." But she wasn't done. "Fine. My lawyer says I can still pursue emotional damages and my share of the trip costs." I picked up a folder from my desk and placed it gently on the table. "If you wish to take legal action, discovery works both ways." Inside was meticulous documentation. Unpaid rent from her 4-month stay, unpaid utilities, deposits she promised but never provided, totaling thousands she owed me, screenshots of her harassing messages, voicemails demanding money, and her lawyer's baseless threats were also included. "If you take this to court," I continued, "this becomes evidence. You'll expose your manipulation, not my wrongdoing. The choice is yours." Her face drained of color as she read. She said nothing more. She signed the property release, collected her boxes, and walked out quietly. The door shut behind her, and my friend Ryan, watching from the corner, gave me a nod. "That was surgical," he said, "for the first time in weeks." I smiled. The system was clean again. Japan was everything I had hoped for: peaceful, grounding, restorative. Sharing moments with Lauren and David only reaffirmed my faith in real partnership. Natalie has since vanished from my life entirely. She moved back with her family. Her social media silent. People like her don't change. They simply exhaust every option. In the end, I didn't just remove a toxic relationship. I reclaimed my peace. All it took was deleting one contact, protecting my boundaries, and restoring balance to my world.